Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me here at the First Alert Desk. My name's Karli Barnett. We want to give you a look at some of the stories that we are following for your Sunday. Quick programming note, you can always join us tonight at 6:30 on WANF. You can join us a little later there on 11 as well. And then you can join us at 10 on Peachtree TV. But in the meantime, you can always stay up to date on AtlantaNewsFirst.com as well as our Atlanta News First app. That way you can get breaking news updates sent directly to your phone as we are learning more about them. So we are covering a number of stories. We have our crews spread out all over Metro Atlanta. So we want to give you a look at what we're following. Some of these are going to be news stories. Some of these are going to be a continuation of stories that we first brought you last night. That is this first story. This is what we first brought to you last night as breaking news on Atlanta News First. 5 people shot in the Mechanicsville neighborhood. Investigators say it all happened at a party. We have some video now of the scene. Our reporter Blake Devine bringing this to you as breaking news last night. Since then, we have learned that multiple people were shot in the Mechanicsville neighborhood. This is all according to Atlanta police. They say officers responded to 540 Windsor Street Southwest, where they found 5 people shot, including teenagers, a 15-year-old boy, a 16-year-old boy, and a 17-year-old girl, as well as a 29-year-old woman and a 33-year-old woman. The 29-year-old, we are told, was shot in the head and is listed in critical condition at the hospital right now. Others were shot in the leg, according to police. Witnesses tell Atlanta News First that the shooting happened during a party in the City Views at Rosa Birney Park apartment complex in the parking lot there. They say a car allegedly pulled up to the party and people got out and started shooting into the crowd before driving off. Now, this shooting comes about 2 days from another shooting in the neighborhood where a woman was shot late Thursday night and had to be taken to the hospital in critical condition. This is still very much a developing story. We are continuing to learn new information. We have our reporter Bridget Spencer following this tonight. So join us tonight again at 6:30, 10, and 11 on Atlanta News First. Or if you're out and about, continue to check back with AtlantaNewsFirst.com and our app for breaking updates as we continue to learn more about this party, as well as any suspects that police may have had. We have no word on a suspect, as well as the conditions of each of the people shot. Just a really tragic event happening at what was supposed to be a fun time. Now, we also have a few officer-involved shootings to tell you about. This one happening in Stone Mountain. We have some video here of the scene. This is some raw footage from our photographers who were on the scene. But what we have learned so far is that an armed man was shot by police in a DeKalb County neighborhood. It happened this morning after police say he charged at officers. The man, who has not yet been identified, was taken to a local hospital. He is in stable condition with 1 gunshot wound. Nobody else was hurt during this incident, but DeKalb County Police telling us around 8:40 this morning they were called to a home in Stone Mountain about a man with a shotgun who was threatening to hurt himself. Police say they told the man to drop the firearm, but they say instead he ran at officers, causing some to fire at him. A witness telling Atlanta News First the man was walking up and down the street with that gun, saying that he was going to shoot himself. That witness telling Atlanta News First they could hear his family pleading with him. The GBI, the Georgia Bureau of Investigation, has been called to look into the incident, and the officers involved have been placed on administrative leave. Now, this is just protocol during shootings involving police. Again, at this time, we don't know the name of the individual involved. We do know they are listed in stable condition, and at this point, we are going to continue to follow this investigation and any developments from DeKalb County Police. Now we're going to go up to Athens, Clark County, and that is where a man was shot and killed by officers there. What we've learned so far about this shooting is that the man had passed away this morning after exchanging gunfire with officers in Athens, Clark County. He's been identified as Marquavius Sims, 26 years old. Investigators say he was shot multiple times by 2 officers. He had to be taken to the hospital where he was eventually pronounced dead. No officers were injured in this incident, but it was early this morning, around 1:20 in the morning, that police were called to Lexington Road and Gaines School Road in response to a 911 call reporting a man waving a machine gun around. Officers found Sims at a Verizon store, according to the GBI. Sims, they say, ran across the road and into the parking lot of a Quick Trip. Officers then chased him and told him to drop his gun, but Sims allegedly turned and fired at police. 2 officers shot back and hit him. Sims' body will now undergo an autopsy at the GBI Crime Lab in Decatur. All of this is according to the GBI. And just as I mentioned in the case with DeKalb County Police, the Georgia Bureau of Investigation, it is protocol that they will be called to investigate shootings involving officers. So this is what we know so far. But in this situation, 26-year-old Marquavius Sims has died after engaging in a shootout with police after a call of him allegedly waving around a machine gun. So I know I've had to give you some heavy news this evening, and these are never the types of stories that we like to report, but unfortunately it's been a busy weekend news-wise, and so all of these are things that we are looking into right now. We are going to bring you all of the latest tonight, our reporter Bridget Spencer, as well as our reporter Blake Devine. Now, later on tonight, you can join us again right here at the First Alert desk. That is where First Alert meteorologist Cutter Martin is going to give you an update of your forecast. It's a great opportunity to be able to ask him. I see Josh is joining us on YouTube. Hey, so thank you so much for joining us. You can ask him your weather questions. You can ask some questions specific about where you live, and he can help you plan the rest of your evening as well as the week ahead. But in the meantime, I'm going to go ahead and end on a positive note, which is a live look outside. It's looking like a beautiful day, and hey, maybe slightly less humidity that we had to contend with today. That's a good thing, right? So looking forward to a clear week ahead. We're going to have First Alert meteorologist Cutter Martin and myself a little bit later on. We appreciate you being with us. Stay safe, take care, and have a good rest of your evening.